Okay, I just want to have everybody, come here real quick, so I can see people here in this room. I can see people up there. Gorgeous. Now, the reason why we're doing this, and I want to make this really, really quick, is because, we're going to be leaving at, the buses will be leaving at 10:05. So, you'll all be leaving at 10:05. You will all be going to that same building that you went to last time. And then you'll be checking in. Susan, Linda, and Daniel have already given you the details that you need to be aware of because that is not my job. I will not bend over backwards for this Amenten, and I want to make that perfectly clear. You need to know what the conditions are of what is going to be happening. My suggestion to you, because I assume that you've already packed all your stuff, I can see that you don't have your stuff and that you've already put it on the buses. You've already put it on the buses. Everybody should have put their stuff on the buses. Well, no, maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to make this really, really quick because here's what's going to happen. Some of you have packed your stuff up on buses. Some of you have not. I don't know if that is the reality or not, but I'm going to assume that it is because those buses will be leaving at a given time. Okay, now this is where I have to draw a boundary. You will have about 35 minutes to pack your stuff up on those buses if you have not yet. Those buses will leave when everybody has got their stuff packed up, and that will be whenever it will be. Okay? It's really a strain to have to think of all these different things and to try to guess at different things. Okay? Don't assume that when I say something is set in stone because I may change my mind and I may be contradictory. You all need to be responsible for your own stuff. That is your job. That's the first thing I want to remind you. Something that I had Daniel remind you is bring your most comfortable clothes and wear your most comfortable clothes when you go to that house. If you do not wear cool and comfortable clothes when you go to that house, because it will be warm this weekend, if you don't wear cool and comfortable clothes, you will be miserable. I'm here to tell you right now, you will be irritated, you will be annoyed, you will not be in a good mood, you won't be focused to listen to what I'm going to say. You will be uncomfortable and you will be unhappy if you do not wear what is most comfortable to you. So hopefully you know what that is, and hopefully you brought those clothes with you. I'm going to tell you something else that I need you to be aware of, is there is limited space inside that house. There is a lot of chairs and a lot of things going on, and so you need to be flexible because of the dynamics that take place in that house. It may be a little bit busy, and it may take your focus away from what I will be announcing and what I will be giving from you. There is also a lot of stuff in that house, a lot of chairs, a lot of possessions, and there's a dog in that house. So, if, her name is Rita, if she gives you, attention or whatever, then, take it for what it is. It's not, meant to be negative or anything like that. I certainly will not be having a dog anytime soon because of my, mental stuff going on. I'd like to, but I'd have to be further down the path of evolution before that happens. Anyway, Um, you know, I need you to anticipate being uncomfortable right now. I just need to put that in your mind. I just want you to expect that you will be uncomfortable. And I want you to expect that you will be frustrated and that you will be unfocused. And I also want you to expect and be aware of the fact that something can happen. As I said before, I will stop the meeting if a family member talks to me from another room, says lunch is ready, or let's go outside and do something else, or you've been in there a long time, grandma would like to get in there. Anything like that, and I will stop the meeting. I may tell you, I may not tell you. If you hear a family member calling to me from another room saying something along those lines, I will repeat it again. You've been in there a while. How about, you let grandma go in the living room? How about you find something else to do with your time? Let's take a walk. Lunch is ready. Like anything like that. And there's possibilities that I'm not even thinking of right now. But anything like that, anything that says, stop what you're doing and do something else. Anything that dissuades me from doing the Amenten meeting tomorrow morning, that is said from another family member calling to me from another room, then that is your cue to leave and get out of the house as soon as possible. I will not be embarrassed, and you will not bother me whilst I am spending time with my family. I'm going to say it again so I make myself explicitly clear. You are all nobodies. And you do not matter to me. I just want to make that clear. You do not matter to me because if you were to ring the doorbell when you're uninvited and unannounced, I will not answer. Simple. I just won't answer the door. Do not come to that residence unless it is the Amenten meeting at that time. If you do not have your computer with you, and if you do not have a charger, you need to make sure that you have that before you leave, because I don't know what's going to come up. Daniel may, realize something with the Amentens that come up. Something going on in the official Amenten headquarters, I don't want to go there. But if something should happen, and if you have a question or concern, you need to email me. That is the only way. Or you can call me. You all know my phone number. Preferably email me, and I will try to get back as soon as possible, or text me. We've also negotiated that, and Daniel brought that up, and that's such a handy idea. So you all know how to text me, how to get a hold of me. That's what you need to know. I'm not going to bend the rules for anybody. Anybody, even if it is Susan, Linda, or Daniel. I'm not going to bend the rules for anybody if you're coming to that residence and bugging me about something when it is not 10 a.m. in the morning and when that Amenten meeting is done. If you have any questions or concerns, I will answer them after the meeting. Okay, so I hope that you're all aware of that. Okay, I'm going to prepare the announcements. I'm going to set everything up. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. And I may get through all the announcements. I may not get through all the announcements. It just depends. I don't know what it is going to be. If I suddenly make a plan to spend time in the living room with a family member, sit down in the living room and have a conversation, or let's say that a family member and I, my grandma, we decide to go to the computer and watch a video. It will be absolutely humiliating. And I do not want to be livid and infuriated at the fact that you may be standing in that living room whilst I'm trying to, spend time with my family. I do not want you to be deers in the headlights. You all need to know what to do and take initiative and figure it out that if something should happen, you need to leave. I may tell you, I may not tell you, but I'm not going to be extending and, pushing, boundary. There is a clear boundary. And, I don't want to go beyond that boundary, because then I would be feeding energy and giving my energy into something that I probably should not be giving energy to, because it's not productive, it's not legitimate. There are far more valuable things that I could be doing with my time if something should come up. I am doing this because I want to do it. Simple. That's it. I'm doing this Amenten meeting. I do these announcements. I do all these things because I want to do it. Simple. Okay? So, that's what I'm going to tell you. Is there anything else that you need to know? Here's the deal. It'll probably be a small, group, because I think it'll, yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, people will have to go into the, stand in the other room and listen and hear me. You need to get out of the way if a family member comes through. If my grandpa or grandma or somebody comes through, you need to get out of the way. I will not have anybody take up space in that house while we are there. You will not take up space. It is not your house. It is my family's house, and you will not take up space. If you are in the way, you need to move out of the way. If there should be a problem, then maybe some of you will have to leave. I need you all to anticipate that not everybody will get to be in that house, because there is only so much room. Last time it was kind of a small select group of people because there was only so much room. I need you to expect that not everybody will be in that house. Some people will be there in person. Some people will not. You will probably have to go sit back on the bus and wait for everyone to be done with the meeting. Okay? So unfortunately, we do not have the tools to set up a screen, and there's not another room like there is with this setup. That's just not how it is. That is not how it is. Now, you may be saying to yourself, why am I even going to the trouble? Well, here's the reason. I used to do this, and I would also like to do this, but I'm just reminding you of the conditions and the expectations that you need to be aware of. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't care how urgent the matter is. Do not bother me at my grandparents' house. Do not take all the trouble in the world to, get up there, find a car to drive you up there, whatever has to happen. Maybe that's part of the reason why we're only sticking to going on buses, so that you don't have the power to get in your car, drive over to that residence, and bug me. Because the people that bugged me last time came to that residence, asked a question, bothered me. Those were the people, you know who you are, that had cars that they were actually driving. So, thinking about it now, I'm glad that we decided to make things simpler, and I'm glad that we decided to not allow you to drive up to, or down to Maryville, Missouri. I'm glad that we simplified it, because those buses are going to drop you off at that building that you're going to be sleeping at, that you're going to be staying at. They're going to go away, and they are going to, you know, their only responsibility for anybody is to deliver you to that building that you're going to be staying at, drop you off, go away. Wrap it up. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, drop you off there, they're going to go away. Pick you up tomorrow morning, deliver you to that residence, drop you off. Stay there. When the meeting is done, everybody's going to go. You're going to get on the buses, and then you're going to leave back to the Amenten. That is the only function of those buses. That is their only responsibility. So I don't think that we should be having any issues with anybody who is going to come to that residence. So you need to get a hold of me. So either you have your phone and either you have your phone and your computer and you can get a hold of me, and you have a charger and you have all that, or you're screwed and you can't get a hold of me about anything until that Amenten meeting at 10 a.m. in the morning on May 7th. The meeting might not happen. I don't know. We'll see. There's a myriad of outcomes and possibilities. So expect the unexpected. Expect, what I've told you before. Expect it to be chaotic and a lot going on when you're there. Expect that. Anticipate that. And you'll be probably pleasantly surprised. I don't know. Anyway, that's it, everybody. You need to all leave. The buses are waiting. You need to get your stuff packed up in there. That's all. I'm done talking and babbling and ranting and rambling. So all of you need to leave, get your stuff packed up, and I will see you all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at that residence. Bye for now.